Hi everyone, this is Karen with KMK Creative Cuts and Design. I'm happy to be here tonight and I hope you are as well. And tonight we're going to work on the Inspired Thoughts bundle. And this is a Stampin' Up. And this is the card we're going to make with it. So the bundle includes the Cling Stamp Set Inspired Thoughts. We're going to be using You Make a Difference Every Day. And thank you so much. Here are the die cuts that come with it. So I already pre-cut the die for the trees. And these are dies that you can use to cut for leaves. And then also I cut the little sun that we're going to be using out of this circular die. And then this one is what you would cut your grass for if you wanted to use that. We're not using that today, but that is what the Inspired Thought bundle consists of, is the stamp set and then these dies. So let's get into it right away. We're also going to be using our brushes. And we're going to be using Mossy Meadow and Misty Moonlight. So I'll do it that way so you guys can see it. And you just need to be careful that you're putting the green brush into the green stamp ink pad and the blue into the blue ink pad. All right, so we're going to start out with, this is Bumblebee cardstock, 8.5 by 11. It's been cut down to 4.25 by 11 and scored at 5.5, okay? And I've already folded the card and got it ready. We also took basic white, and we need 2 pieces of this, and it is cut at 5.25 by 4. Okay, and then we're gonna start with our green. Now this green is pretty inked up, so you always kind of you don't want a harsh line, so you're gonna go straight from the edge on, and we're just going to rub it in, and it's easier to add more ink than it is to take it off. So just figure out about how high you want it, and I think we're doing good on that. So if we wanted to add a little bit more along the bottom, we could. If we wanted to add a little bit more variation into it, all right? And just kind of rub it to make it a little bit softer. All right, so that's our Mossy Meadow, and now we're going to use our Misty Moonlight, and we're going to do the same thing. I'm just going to pull this down a little bit, and we're just going to work our way in and add it. And this one we kind of want to be a little bit fluffier because we want to add it like, it's kind of a cloudy, add our little clouds in there. And then again, we can just soften it up a little bit. Okay. And so we have our set done with that. The other thing we're going to do with our Mossy Meadow is we're going to stamp. I already die cut, and this is with rectangular stitches or rectangle stitches, and I already die cut it. And so we're going to use our Mossy Meadow and say thank you so much. And I'm trying not to get in your way. I'm doing it over to the side just a little bit so I can do my little gem that I want to do there. All right, so we did pretty good with that. And then on the inside of the card, we want to stamp, "You make a difference every day." And we want to do that in the mossy metal as well. Okay? So we're just going to put it in the lower corner. Just give it a second. Okay, we did pretty good. I'm excited. All right. So let's put our card together. We're going to close this up and put it away before we get any more on our fingers, and I tend to do that real easy. I wanted to show you too another way to stamp. If you had wanted, we'll pretend this was just, we could have done it like this, came down, stamped it so we know where it is, and then cut it out. So it's your own comfort level how you want to do that. Okay, so here we go. We're going to adhese this and put it wherever we want on there. And as you can see, it's too big for it, but that's all right. We're not going to worry about that right now. We're going to use our Tombow liquid glue. And there is a right and wrong side. And we're just going to do a nice little strip. All right. Come on up. I think we'll just catch it every once in a while at the top. We also have adhesive sheets, so I could have adhered the adhesive sheets to this prior to cutting it out. And then pull it back and it would just be on here and ready to adhere. You could also buy adhesive spray and adhere it with that. I think we're doing pretty good with this. I just want to add a few little spots to make it stay up a little bit on the leaves. All right. I know this takes a little while, but we're almost done. And we don't need to worry about going too far out to the edges because it's we're not going to use it all. Always want to make sure we put our lid back on. All right. And we're going to flip it over and center it however we want it to be centered. I see I have a little spot that didn't come out, so I'm going to poke it out right there. So that's what happens when you try to hurry. Okay, maybe this time I can catch it. All right, so we're just going to decide where we want this at and put it down. I'm not going to worry that I got some glue there because I've got a handy dandy little tool that'll take that off after it dries. Okay, so we're also going to put, we're going to let that dry a second. And these are genial gems. Genial gems. Okay. And we're just going to put one of these, we're just going to grab it like that. If you don't have one of these scissors, these are the most awesome scissors that you can buy through Stampin' Up! Or in any other place, especially for paper crafting. Okay. So we got our little gem. I'm just going to move it over a little bit before I push down on it. Okay, and we are going to use our Stampin' Dimensionals. And I'm just using some leftover ones that I cut from the edge. Okay, Sorry about that noise. All right. And then we're going to place it just about right there. Thank you so much. Just kind of line it up. And if this is dry, we're going to just use this little tool. It can look disgusting, but it takes care of any little glue spots. Cleans them right up. Okay? So that's all gone. We're going to, oh, you know what? One more thing we need to do with our little glue. We're going to glue our little sun in there. Apparently I got a little glue on that finger. Here we go. All right. And we're going to pull back the leaves a little bit. I forgot to put our sun in there first. All right, we'll just slide them there because that's... All right, so we got our little card front. We're just going to turn it over, use these handy dandy snips. Or you could use your cutter, whichever you want to do. All right, you're going to come to the other side. Okay, and then we can either use our mono glue again, or we can use our Stampin' seal. I can talk. And you don't have to do this a lot, but just get mainly the corners. I want to make sure I got it. Okay, we're going to go up one more time. We're going to center it. And we're going to do the same thing with the inside of the card. And again, this is 4 by 5 1/4. And we just stamped it in the bottom without any other sentiments except for what's stamped in the bottom, so we can use this for a little note card. All right. Well, thanks so much for joining me. I appreciate it, and I hope you like the card. Bye-bye.